Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video, and this time I'm going to talk about some specific weapons, or classes of weapons that I think are going to need some buffs in the Witch Queen and beyond. This was inspired by the fact that Xur is selling this Interference 6 grenade launcher today, which I just now realized is at 1100 power, because that's how things come when you buy them now. This is only dropping me to 1320, so it's not the end of the world, but I don't know. We'll see if I can find a blue to upgrade that with. This is kind of representative of a big shift that was made when Bungie wanted to get the meta away from grenade launchers. This is like a pretty close to perfect roll of this. And yet it is like very off meta, and like this is very inefficient to be using in this slot. And I wanted to talk about kind of some of the other weapons that are off meta at the moment as I do a random Dares of Eternity run to make sure I get my emblem. The other parts of my loadout here are just going to be Iota Draconis, which is the ridiculous charge time of 1000 that we've gotten high impact fusions to now, which is just exhausting. I like this. I like Harmony on this. It does ridiculous damage, and yet it feels just outrageously terrible to fire. The other, I'd say one of the main ones, is the fact that pulse rifles have just felt exceedingly terrible in PvE for a very long time now. I'm just using legal action here as to join Interference as my former New Monarchy set here. This could be a pretty, fun fun pulse rifle as is, but the way pulses work in pretty much of any archetype, they just feel very bad in PvE right now. So at baseline, those are just three I've picked, but those are not the only three. Pulses have felt this bad for a very long time now. Pretty much, they're somewhat on meta in PvP now. There's certain things that feel great, like some of the rapid fire ones feel really good now, and those everyone's always been using Messenger for the high impact, kind of longer range ones, which feel good. But it's not until like you get max rampage stacks on this that this feels like anything approaching okay. I recognize that. Oops, should probably do that. I recognize that high impact fusions were kind of out of control, but again, that was like mainly a PvP problem, and the charge time nerf is mostly to make sure they don't become too overpowered in PvE with the kind of, they have like an overall damage increase, I think, but it's offset by the charge time now. And like these are still effective to a certain extent, it's just that they feel so terrible. The charge time is like outrageously obnoxious to the point where I don't want to use these. Like I have no remote desire to use this class of weapons at all, and that's like, even with really fun rolls like Glacier Chasm and things like that, like you just do not want to do it. I am hoping that gets another look. I understand kind of the risks here involving reverting things I don't think they can put it exactly back to where it was, but the fact that it's all the way up to 1000 now has kind of just utterly killed the enjoyment of that archetype, and some of my favorite fusions, be it that or Glacier Chasm or what is it, Orental? Yeah, Orental is high impact, I think. And I would love to see that reverted. If we are going back to grenade launchers, oh wait, I'm supposed to be crouching, aren't I? For maximum DPS. I don't think we need to go all the way back to when grenade launchers, that's not when grenade launchers were like the only meta essentially, but it's clear this kind of went a bit too far and did not need to be this severe. Maybe Bungie is kind of comfortable with the way the split is working now, as in God, this does not do very much damage. I need to be further back so full court registers more. But because right now we have, obviously the best CPS options are things like Sleeper and Gallarhorn and what else? What am I missing? Oh, 1K Voices, obviously. Well, that's in Particle Deconstruction season here. But if you're doing legendary stuff, like there's a lot of good legendary rockets you can use now. There are at least a couple good linear fusions. Threaded Needles, the obvious pick. All right, everyone always says going backwards is like a guarantee to do this no matter what. Okay. I think I went through the gap anyway, so hard to tell. I'm about to get infinite grenade launcher ammo, baby. Be ready. And then combine that with swords that are good in some cases. I think Bungie might like the way the current heavy slot meta is, and they're maybe trying to make grenade launchers more of a crowd clearing thing than boss DPS, which, you know, has its pros and cons, I guess. I have a really fun Canis Major, which is the grenade launcher from this season. Good jump, Paul. Which has impulse amplifier and chain reaction, and I think mini frags or something. I don't know. It's like 8 or 9 in the magazine. Chain reaction, like, it's really fun for mob clear. It's just, I feel like I'm wasting my heavy slot, and like once I just can't do any boss DPS with that. As fun as that might be for mob clear, but like kind of the concept of heavy weapons as mob clear, that's only really been on meta when it was 21% is like the mob clear thing in a lot of activities, where now it's like you're clearing with things that are not heavies. I mean, you're just using an SMG or whatever. Like, it's not really necessary. And the same thing is true with machine guns. So we have, barrier knights, great. We have machine guns in this really awkward spot now where they're just really not very useful at all for most circumstances, period. It's just, what do you actually... I don't have anything anti-barrier here. I figured we'd be okay, but at this difficulty, I can just two-shot champions with Iota Draconis. Alright, let's kill this guy with a grenade launcher. Nope. There we go. Good job. Come on. My grenade launcher skills in action. But machine guns are just in this awkward spot now where, like, maybe, they have some uses in PvP and, like, in certain circumstances over other options, but in PvE, there's just, who's using the last, 3 or 4, like the Iron Banner one, or the Season of the Splicer one, or even not Hammerhead, the one that replaced Hammerhead from DSC. I don't remember what it's called, but that's like the good one, and it's not very exciting. And then VOG had whatever it's called. I don't even remember the name of that one, but that one had one, and that has like even weird random fun things like Firefly, but it's still like there's that's one of the worst weapons you could get in VOG, and no one really cares about it. So I think machine guns need to look, whether that's boss CPS or other changes. Like I don't know exactly what the solution is there. I don't know if it just needs to be like another boss DPS option, and yet it already got one buff. I thought we got like a 15% buff somewhere like pretty recently, and yet it just is not enough. And whether we go back, keep in mind those changes were made back when we had auto refilling wells and rally barricades, so infinite machine gun ammo there was like really not ideal. Come here. Iota Draconis, go. I do like this thing. It's just the charge time. Ugh, God. Let's shoot the crystal there. Find the other crystals. I swear I always end up shooting like 8 crystals by myself in this activity, but this one's actually gone better than most other ones. So that's another one to add to the list. Elsewhere, I think certain types of auto rifles are not feeling great right now. Like a very, very small selection, I'd say, of auto rifles feel good right now. It's like Chroma Rush with Subsistence Rampage feels good, and not a ton of other ones. It's just, I think that got hit again with a PvP nerf a while ago, because that was back when, Gnawing Hunger, like everyone was just going Gnawing Hunger for pretty much all things PvP for a while, where there was that meta, and that was a really bad PvP meta, I will admit that. Did they say the treasure is coming? I didn't hear. Oh, it is. Is it? It is. Nice. Gotta love the treasure. Gonna get my other half sword again. I still only have one, but then again, I kind of stopped playing these. Grenade launcher DPS, go! God. Terrible. I also haven't, like, supered this entire time. Please don't run across me. Grenade launcher does so little damage, it didn't even blow me up when the guy ran right across me. A Battler, what do we got? Outlaw Elemental, probably not. I have a bunch of other ones that I like. This type feels kind of okay in PvP, honestly, in terms of compared to other pulse rifle options, but this is just a really good pulse rifle in general, so that might be kind of cheating. Other than that, I don't know what else I would say. The buff to pellet shotguns, I think, was fantastic. I think those feel really good now in PvE. I think other fusions that are not high impact feel really good. Even high impact, like, their damage is still okay. Snipers, I definitely think, need a PvE buff again. I'm just not really a sniper guy, period, but, like, I cannot remember the last time any sniper, like, whether legendary or exotic, has been on meta for any kind of damage or any kind of activity other than maybe when anti-barrier sniper was around. So I think that got hit a little too hard with at one point they did get PvE nerfs, so I don't know why they even did that in the first place. I don't remember when that was like a problem, so I've lost track of why they even did that in the first place. I know they changed some stuff with like flinch and things for PvP, but otherwise I think SMGs are in a good spot, sidearms are in a good spot. I'm talking about PvE here. And hand cannons I think are pretty good now after the buff they got a little while back. They got kind of the buff that pulse rifles needed more of, I would say, whereas pulse rifles didn't get that. Bows they buffed again. I'd say bows feel pretty good right now. I've been using bows pretty frequently here with like the wolf tone draw and stuff for anti-overload things. So I definitely say pulse rifles are the first priority in terms of PvE buffs, and probably followed by machine guns, just because it's been so long since machine guns have been good. Sometimes I like put away the Iota Draconis because I assume it is fired, and then it takes so long it hasn't actually fired. So that's how long it takes. Oh, that's already dead. All right, so we got these overload dudes. I don't have anything to kill those very well except for Iota Draconis shots that just. Oh, Harmony's not active. I don't know. Someone's using Gallarhorn, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. Oh, ready for my sweet DPS of Nova Warp here. It staggers him like every time, which is kind of funny. I don't think it used to do this. Maybe I'm wrong, but he just can't do anything as long as you're doing this, but it also doesn't last very long, so go grenade launcher. Gotta get that fast reload from crouch down. My mic's blocking the health bar. I can't even see if he's getting damaged very much. So the X reserves are good, but it's still not even that many reserves with field prep. So that could be a little better. All right, this is definitely going to be a two-phase here. All right, let's get these dudes down. I could have like a minor spec or major spec on this pulse to help things out a little more, but I think I just have counterbalance just to make it a little more stable. We got all the damage supers on. We got Tickle Lightning, which is, I guess, less tickly than it used to be, but it's still not great. I don't know. I think I have Particle Deceleration on. I'm not even sure, honestly. I think what was I doing last time on this? Oh, I do have it on. Okay. Oh god, that was explosive. Yeah, I think I was farming the dungeon boss last time I was using this character, so. Particle is on, because my go-to is 1K voices. I'm telling you, Iota Draconis feels good. Like, it's not good because of the charge time, but like, the actual shots besides charge time does feel good. But the charge time does not feel good, so it's Paradox. Speaking of which, could we get Perfect Paradox back and pretty much all the Season of Dawn weapons? That would be ideal. We're about to enter a weird time where things aren't being sunset, and yet, like, they're going to be sort of vaulting a ton of stuff because all the seasonal activities are going away. I wrote an article about that the other day about like which ones you should you should farm right now before they go away, and there's a lot going away. It's like, I don't know, 20, 30 weapons, something like that. But anyway, that's kind of my overview on things I think need change. That was obviously a far below inefficient run there to kind of show off how not great a lot of these are, even if I do have an 1100 power grenade launcher. That is probably I'm still not 100% sure how this works. Like, in PvE, does this do less damage than if it was like, or is it just counting my overall light level? Or am I like severely gimping the damage of this because it's 1100? Anyway, let me know in the comments if you made it this far, because I genuinely want to know that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.